Hello, welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development. You go to source for housing information. As always, I am your housing diva, Fleur Annie. Coming up, voice of homelessness from shanties and on the bridges. What are the risks associated with living in slum settlement? Our estate for the week, our Woman Crush Wednesday, is also not left out on today's episode of Housing Development. But first, let's see the news making rounds in the housing sector.
To boost affordable housing supply for residents, the Oyo State government plans to create new housing estates in the 5 geopolitical zones. The chairman, State Housing Corporation, Bayo Lawal, stated this during the presentation of awards to him by Prime Media Group in Ibadan. Lawal said the 5 estates will be situated in Ogbomosho, Saki, Iseyin, Erua, and Kishi, adding that the project is in line with the developmental agenda of the Seyi Makinde administration. He emphasized that the project planned for 2022 would drive development in the locations. He lamented the expensive nature of private property in the state and urged residents to approach the corporation to mitigate the challenge. Land surveyors under the aegis of Association of Private Practicing Surveyors of Nigeria, APSIN, have called for adoption of national mapping policy to curb incessant security challenges in the country. A fellow of Nigeria Institution of Surveyors (NIS), Clement Wabichi, led the call at the yearly professional development workshop and luncheon of Lagos branch of APSIN. Wabichi, who spoke on panacea to leadership and good governance, surveyors' perspective, challenges, solutions, and opportunities, noted the gap in governance, saying it is affecting the surveying profession in Nigeria. He also stressed the need for surveyors to develop a roadmap, a strategic plan for the profession that could span 5 years with opportunities for yearly reviews and amendments. APSIN chairman Rafiu Adaranijo stressed the need for surveyors to put the interest and satisfaction of clients at heart and work in line with industry standards. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has affirmed commitment of government in working with private developers and other partners to meet housing needs of the people. Sanwo-Olu said this during the commissioning of a 100-unit Bayview Estate project in Ikate, Elegushi, Lekki. The governor stated that his government is building houses for the upper middle and middle market, the medium and low-income earners. The project is a joint venture project between the State Development and Property Corporation and MESA Limited. It consists of 68 terraces of 4 bedrooms and 32 flats of 3 bedrooms built on a total land area of 23,000 square meters. Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, a frontline non-governmental organization in Africa's real estate market, has celebrated one of Africa's brilliant brains, Professor Akinlawo Mabogunje, who clocked 90 recently. The executive director of HDAN, Festus Adebayo, who spoke in Abuja on Monday to mark the 90 years birthday of the great icon, described Professor Mabogunje as a great mentor and one of the best brains in Africa who has done extremely well in the area of urban development and housing in Africa. The HDAN boss therefore called on Nigerians to always celebrate their heroes when they are still alive. Mabogunje was a member of the Presidential Technical Committee on Housing and Urban Development, which was inaugurated by former President Olusegun Obasanjo in 2002. The committee, which lasted a period of 5 years under the chairmanship of Mabogunje, to implement the Dr. Peter Odili report on housing and urban development, made groundbreaking achievements which until date remains an indelible legacy in the housing sector.
details of the news and for more housing, finance and construction news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Homelessness is an unfortunate reality for many Nigerians, as rural-urban migration is making it even worse at the moment. Most people come into the cities for opportunities and a chance at making it without a proper support system, so they sleep on the bridges and unholy places until they can afford a home. While many consider that Nigerians' population will double by the year 2050, it is imperative to solve the homelessness issues now. Here is a report on Voice of Homelessness from Shanties and on the bridges.
Majority of homeless people in Nigeria are the nation's poor, accounting for a staggering 70% of its population, including 60% living in absolute poverty or only able to afford basic necessities such as food, clothing, and shelter. The spate of nationwide insecurity, fueled by armed conflict, insurgency, banditry, unemployment, and an all-time low performance of the economy has increased the drift of people into major cities, including the Federal Capital Territory, in search of better job opportunities and lifestyle. But a proper shelter to rest in has remained an illusion.
We are the people who are just situated in this place. It's not as if it's our own land, but we are staying here with the consent of the owner of the land. We came out from different places, different states. We have people from Katsina here. We have others from Zamfara. We have others from Kaduna, Kano, different places. Like you see, everybody who's situated here, like I mentioned, we came out from different states. It's God's doing. The situation is so bad here. We don't live here with our wives. Based on the situation, all our children, wives are at home there. We came around to hustle and see how we are going to help them live better. Like you can see, because of the situation where we are living here, there is no toilet, no light, no water. And by the grace of God, for me, as I'm talking to you, I've been staying here for close to 12 good years now.
Although some of those who live in shanties, under bridges, and on the floor of market stalls are completely jobless and beg to survive, others are engaged in one business or the other. While some of these boys, called Merua, depend on delivering 10 to 20 liters filled with water from boreholes to survive, many others may bola, dispose of refuse, and afterwards search out scraps and other recycling items to feed themselves. Some of them work at bus stops, calling out for passengers in exchange for 50 naira, while a good number of them push wheelbarrows at nearby markets for as little as 50 naira or as high as 200 naira. A closer look at these places reveal a different kind of life, hidden from the ever-prying eyes of demolition officers.
We could have a community house in other areas of the town where these people can find a way, because sometimes it's hard to get the means to pay for a house rent, especially in the capital center. So, but the only way we can do that is when we have affordable housing. Then these people can have a place, or they can have something to live on, because most of the people that stay under the bridge are hawkers and low-income earners. They will not have the resources that they need to able to pay for what that is affordable. Because the lowest you can get in any area is above 50,000. And how much they make by day? There's no way they can be able to survive. So the government has a role to subsidize house for low-income earners. And I think if we can do that, it will also reduce the number of people under the bridge.
Concerning the issue of people being homeless, without houses, some living under bridges, some living in shanties, and some sleeping on the street, I think the best thing the government can do, there's in the advanced countries of the world like America and other cities, there's what we call conferral of social benefit system. Under the conferral of social benefit system, what the government do majorly that the government take part of the income of the state, part of the income be given to several states, like being disbursement to several local government chairmen, disbursement to state governors. They take part of it and build something like a city. The city is not just a hotel, but a place where homeless people stay and they are cared for. Those people they have security there. They have pipe-borne water there, and at any time that anybody get a lucrative job, they leave the city and they pull other people, other numbers who have no home, to replace them in the city there. In other advanced countries, that's the system that the government is doing to pick people from the street.
To mitigate the prevalence of homelessness for Nigeria's most vulnerable citizens, more work must be done, and quickly too, to provide support for the nation's poor and drastically reduce the number of people crying from the shanties.
At this point, the role of social housing is absolutely crucial. It provides a home for people who cannot otherwise access one. It builds communities and gives people support, which helps them to live healthy, happy lives. The importance of housing cannot be overemphasized, especially for the low income in the society. I'll be back in a moment.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. As people attempt to meet their immediate need for shelter, many low-income urban dwellers end up with poorly constructed shelters in locations that are unsafe and highly vulnerable to disasters and other types of environmental hazard. What risks are associated with living in slum settlement? Let's watch as some Nigerians react to this.
The risks involved in those places there are all kind of vices. People find themselves in fighting, quarreling. You find youths coming up with stealing abilities and skills. All these Yahoo boys at a smaller level. You see all these kind of things coming up in the slums because no guidance, and you find that the level of interaction and education is low, mostly in such areas. So some of these things come up. So I would advise the government to look into these areas of housing.
For those involved in slum, let me start with the health perspective. For the health perspective, I believe the place is not safe, it's not conducive for humans to live. Because if you have seen how the slum is, let's start with the water that they drink. With the current outbreak of cholera now in Nigeria, you see that there's high break of cholera. Why? The water is not conducive enough for them. Not talking about the environment, it's not hygienic enough for them. So if there is a spread of disease, if the COVID-19 really hits Nigeria the way it hits other countries like the US, I'm not sure most people in the slum are going to survive it because of the spread. Employment is the first thing the government should do, and there should be provision of incentive for those living in those areas. Provision of incentive would be very nice for them, and free education. I think education is just the backbone of everything.
The risk involved in living in slums are countless, but let me just name few. Unhealthy living. Mostly the people living in slums, they develop certain issues in their health. They don't live long, and their health is at risk because there's no good ventilation there. They don't breathe in good air.
One of the risks is one is flooding, bad environment, insecurity. At times, training children in such environment is really unacceptable, very, very risky. And again, most importantly is flooding. Like the area that I'm staying now, the issues that we have there now is flooding. each time that even a little rain can, can cause a very big flooding. They can lose houses, human beings at times. Yeah, I'm sure of what I'm saying. So my advice to the government is, in such area they should locate them, provide security, good roads, housing, yes, and employment to the youth.
Voices on the street there. One thing is certain. Families living in slums lack the crucial condition they need to live decently and strive as human beings. Everyone deserves a safe and decent shelter. Let's go for a short break. I'll be back.
What if I told you you could find paradise in the Niger Delta? What if I told you you could find real estate that you desire that is world-class in the Niger Delta? And I tell you, look no further, the Plantation City Estate Development by Delta Megatrends Nigeria Limited is just what you need. They've got a well-structured and smart building plans, 24 hours uninterrupted power, constant water supply, 24 hours pharmacy, a bank, a shopping mall, lounges, well-secured entrance, automated gate, access road, police station, well-paved road, street light, fantastic green areas, green ambience, park for adults and children, and a good spot for customer service support. And it's just amazing that all of this is happening in the Niger Delta in Otoputu Warri Delta State, where you have instantly about 18% return on investment for every property you buy. Hurry today and be part of the paradise going on in the Niger Delta by calling these numbers 0802-808-8144 or visit www.deltamegatrend.ng. Plantation City, your dream city in nature.
You're watching Housing Development. Up next is our estate for the week. Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, located in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. Let's have a look.
Shelter is universally recognized as man's fundamental need, in addition to food and clothing. In order to bridge the housing deficit gap in Nigeria, Victoria Creek Gardens Estate 2, Port Harcourt, is here to deliver quality, decent and luxury affordable housing for all. The Managing Director of Victoria Creek Gardens Estate 2, Michael Amadi Owo, stated that the estate is otherwise known as Urban Wonder City. It is one of the biggest within the South-South and sited in the rich oil city of Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
What we stand for is quality, efficiency and integrity. In fact, you need to come here to see the kind of block quality we have here. Quality starts from our block because we produce our blocks in-house. Quality starts from the fabrications, quality starts from the reinforcement. Come and see all of those things by yourself. And if we talk of efficiency, we keep to time. This project is barely 5 months and we are almost rounding up with our phase 1.
Meanwhile, the project engineer of Victoria Creek Gardens Estate 2, Anthony Ikechukwu, revealed that there are several activities ongoing at the site.
Before we build, we make sure we clean everywhere, which you can see. We bring in the excavator, clean everywhere, remove soils that we feel that is not fit for what we want to do. Then we improve on what is there, do some mechanical densification, compaction, treat the soil properly before we rest our foundation, which you can see. Apart from that, you see the construction materials we are using. We make sure we do our thorough tests in all our civil engineering materials, ranging from aggregates, our reinforcements, even our blocks. You see the blocks we are producing. The blocks production is not just done like that. After 7 days, we run our test, we crush 21 days to also see the strength of our blocks. We make sure we maintain good strength. Apart from that, we also do what we call a drop-in test. Pick any of our block, put it at an elevated height, leave it, and let's drop. So you appreciate the qualities of the materials we are using for the project.
However, the MD Victoria Creek Gardens Estate also enumerated the infrastructures that made the estate so unique and further revealed that there is a promo ongoing to commemorate the Independence Day.
Houses in this estate is going to be 1,200. We have 800 houses we are building and we have 400 lots we are selling. Amongst 800 houses, we have 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. We have the total of 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom is about 31 blocks. That's our phase 1 of the project. Then we have semi-detached 5-bedroom that has a 1-room BQ attached to the house. We have 5-bedroom detached house that has 2-room BQ not attached but in the same compound. The beauty of our 5-bedroom house, which is the most luxury apartment we have, is that it has a cinema, it has study, it has a second parlor, and it's on its own. Right now we have promo going on. The promo is a mark to celebrate Nigeria Independence Day. So we have 15% discount on all our properties. Starting from the 2-bedroom and the land, every of our property in the estate will have 15% discount. Anybody that keys in now will enjoy that promo, and the promo will last down till the end of this month, October, after which everything returns back to normal, where you have to do the initial deposit of 10% and you will pay the remaining for the houses within 12 months. And we also have land. Our properties ranges from 10 million naira and above.
Victoria Creek Gardens Estate is no doubt one of the top estates that has introduced flexible purchase plan across the country for all categories of earners. Come and experience comfort and luxury at Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, Port Harcourt. Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, oasis in the garden.
Hi, I'm Bob Weinsheng, CEO of iBuild Global. Keep watching the Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. It's time for our Woman Crush Wednesday. Our Woman Crush this Wednesday is a renowned architect and a town planner with over 35 years of experience in public and private sector. Let's find out who this amazing Amazon is.
Our Woman Crush this Wednesday is none other than architect Mrs. Eucharia Onimisi Alozie. Architect Eucharia is a vibrant and energetic woman, as she is endowed with numerous potentials. She is one of her kind and a renowned architect and town planner with over 35 years of professional experience in private and public sectors. She is an alumna of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, where she obtained a BSc in Architecture, MSc in Architecture, and MSc Urban and Regional Planning. She began her working career in 1982 as a lecturer in the Department of Architecture, University of Jos. She ventured into the private sector practice in 1985 as the principal consultant to Digitex and Partners, Jos and Abuja. She is a member of numerous professional bodies, which includes the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Architect Registration Council of Nigeria, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, to mention a few. With this wealth of experience, the federal government deemed it appropriate to appoint her as a director of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria in August 2014. She retired as Head Public-Private Partnerships for Housing and Works in the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing in November 2020 under the leadership of Babatunde Raji Fashola. Architect Mrs. Eucharia Nimisi is happily married with children. Her hobbies includes greenhouse farming, writing books, mentoring girls, and exploration of new frontiers. For these reasons, architect Mrs. Eucharia Onimisi Alozie has been chosen as our Women Crush this Wednesday.
Today, the current population growth is outpacing the rate at which cities can respond to the need for housing. This is the very condition under which slums thrive and grow out of control. Providing decent and low-cost housing is very crucial to reduce the spate of homelessness in our societies. And that is it on today's edition of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain Fleur Ani, your Housing Diva. See you soon.